Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's a little less sunshine and rainbows than usual, but hey, someone's got to do it, right? We're talking about the 5 most dangerous places to live in the US. Now, before we get started, I want to say that this video isn't meant to scare anyone or point fingers. It's about raising awareness and understanding the challenges that these cities face. Every place has its good and bad sides, and we're just shining a light on some of the tougher realities today. So, buckle up, grab your metaphorical detective hats, and get ready for a virtual tour of some cities where you might want to keep your wits about you. Oh, and make sure to stay till the end to find out which city tops the list. You won't want to miss it. First up, we're heading south to Memphis, Tennessee. Known for its rich musical history, mouth-watering barbecue, and the king himself, Elvis Presley, Memphis sadly also grapples with a high crime rate. Now, I'm not talking about your occasional stolen bike or fender bender here. We're talking about serious offenses like assault, robbery, and unfortunately, even homicide. In fact, Memphis consistently ranks among the highest in the nation for violent crime. Now I know what you're thinking, John, you're bumming me out. But hold on, because it's important to remember that crime isn't evenly distributed throughout the city. There are neighborhoods in Memphis like Cordova and Germantown that are considered much safer and have a strong sense of community. However, other areas like South Memphis and North Memphis face significant challenges with poverty, gang activity, and a lack of resources, which often contribute to higher crime rates. It's a complex issue, and it's easy to oversimplify it. But hey, we're here to dig a little deeper, right? So, let's talk about some of the factors at play here. One major issue is poverty. Memphis has a significantly higher poverty rate than the national average, and that economic disparity often leads to desperation and, unfortunately, crime. Then there's the issue of gang violence. Memphis has struggled with gang activity for years, and it continues to plague certain neighborhoods. These gangs often prey on vulnerable communities, perpetuating a cycle of violence that's incredibly difficult to break. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are amazing organizations and individuals working tirelessly to make Memphis a safer place for everyone. Groups like the Memphis Shelby Crime Commission are working on crime prevention strategies, community outreach programs, and supporting law enforcement efforts. And you know me, I love a good story about people coming together to make a difference. There are so many inspiring residents in Memphis who are working to uplift their communities, mentor youth, and create opportunities for a brighter future. Next up, we're heading to the gateway to the West St. Louis, Missouri. Now, St. Louis is a city of contrasts. It boasts a stunning arch, delicious toasted ravioli, and a rich history. But it also faces a stark reality when it comes to crime. In recent years, St. Louis has consistently ranked among the highest in the US for violent crime, particularly homicides. And much like Memphis, the issue isn't evenly spread throughout the city. Certain neighborhoods like Downtown West, Central West End, and Clayton are generally considered safer and more affluent. But other areas like parts of North St. Louis and East St. Louis struggle with high crime rates, poverty, and a lack of resources. It's like 2 different worlds existing within the same city limits. And that's the thing about crime statistics. They don't always tell the whole story. Behind those numbers are real people, real families, and real communities grappling with incredibly difficult circumstances. So, what's being done about it? Well, for starters, St. Louis is working on addressing the root causes of crime, like poverty and lack of opportunity. There are programs focused on job training, affordable housing, and education to break the cycle of poverty and empower residents. The city has also implemented community policing initiatives to build trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve. It's all about working together to create a safer environment for everyone. And let's not forget the power of the people. St. Louis is home to incredible community organizations working tirelessly to make a difference. Groups like Better Family Life and the Urban League of Metropolitan St. Louis are providing essential services, mentorship programs, and support to those who need it most. It's a long road ahead, but there's hope, and there are people fighting every day to make St. Louis a safer and more vibrant city for all. All right, folks, our next stop takes us to Little Rock, Arkansas, the capital city with a big heart, and unfortunately some big challenges when it comes to crime. Now, Little Rock might be smaller than some of the other cities on our list, but it's been facing a concerning trend of increasing crime rates. We're talking about property crime like theft and burglary, and also violent crimes like assault and homicide. And while Little Rock might not grab the same headlines as some of the bigger cities, the impact on its residents is just as real. So what's going on in Little Rock? Well, like many cities across the US, Little Rock is dealing with issues like poverty, gang violence, and a lack of resources in certain neighborhoods. These factors create a perfect storm that can lead to increased crime. Now, I'm not here to sugarcoat things. There are parts of Little Rock, particularly in the south and southwest areas, that have higher crime rates and face significant challenges. But even within those areas, there are pockets of resilience, hope, and people working hard to make a difference. One of the key strategies Little Rock is focusing on is community policing. This involves building relationships between law enforcement and the community, working together to address crime at its roots. It's about building trust and understanding, not just reacting to incidents after they happen. Little Rock is also investing in social programs aimed at tackling poverty, providing job training, and supporting at-risk youth. Because here's the thing, crime isn't just a law enforcement issue, it's a societal issue, and it takes a multi-pronged approach to create lasting change. And let me tell you, there are some amazing organizations in Little Rock doing incredible work. Groups like Our House, which provides support for homeless families, and the Central Arkansas Youth Services, which offers resources and guidance to at-risk youth, are making a real difference in the lives of so many. Our next stop takes us north to Minneapolis, Minnesota, a city known for its beautiful lakes, vibrant art scene, and, well, recently for some very difficult and tragic events. Now, Minneapolis has always had its share of crime, like any major city. But the death of George Floyd in police custody in 2020 sent shockwaves through the city and the nation, sparking protests, unrest, and a national conversation about racial injustice and police brutality. In the aftermath of that tragedy, Minneapolis saw a surge in violent crime, particularly homicides. Now, it's important to note that the reasons behind this surge are complex and multifaceted. Some experts point to the social and economic upheaval caused by the pandemic, while others cite the strain on police-community relations as a contributing factor. Whatever the reasons, the reality is that Minneapolis, like many other cities, is grappling with a rise in crime that's impacting its residents and leaving many feeling vulnerable and unsafe. But amidst these challenges, there's also a strong sense of community and a determination to create a safer, more just city for everyone. Minneapolis is taking steps to address the root causes of crime, investing in affordable housing, job training programs, and mental health services. They're also working to reform their police department, focusing on de-escalation techniques, community policing, and building trust with the communities they serve. And let's not forget the incredible grassroots organizations working tirelessly on the ground. Groups like the Northside Achievement Zone, which supports students and families in North Minneapolis, and Appetite for Change, which uses food as a tool for social justice, are creating real change and opportunity in their communities. Our final stop takes us to the Motor City, Detroit, Michigan. Now, Detroit has a long and complicated history, from its rise as the center of the auto industry to its economic decline and more recent revitalization efforts. But throughout its ups and downs, Detroit has unfortunately consistently struggled with high crime rates. Now, it's important to understand the historical context here. Detroit was hit hard by the decline of the auto industry, leading to job losses, population decline, and widespread poverty. These factors created a perfect storm for crime to flourish. And while Detroit has made strides in recent years with its downtown revitalization and efforts to attract new businesses, certain neighborhoods still bear the scars of economic hardship and struggle with high crime rates. We're talking about areas like parts of the East Side and Southwest Detroit, where residents face challenges with poverty, gang violence, and a lack of resources. But here's the thing about Detroit. It's a city with a fighting spirit. Despite the challenges, there's a resilience, a grit, and a determination to overcome adversity that's truly inspiring. And there are people and organizations working tirelessly to make Detroit a safer place for everyone. The city has implemented initiatives like Project Greenlight, which partners with businesses to install high-definition security cameras monitored by the police department. They're also focusing on community policing, building relationships between law enforcement and the community to address crime at its roots. And let's not forget the power of the people. Detroit is home to incredible organizations like the Detroit Justice Center, which provides legal services and advocates for criminal justice reform, and Brilliant Detroit, which transforms vacant homes into early childhood development centers. Well, folks, there you have it, a glimpse into the 5 most dangerous places to live in the US. Now, I know this wasn't the most uplifting video, but remember, knowledge is power. By understanding the challenges these cities face, we can better appreciate the complexities of crime and work towards solutions. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. And as always, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay safe. Which place surprised you the most? Have you experienced anything dangerous in these locations? Share your stories.